All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Zachary Byron Kane, file number 22-21045FH. I have Matthew Murphy appearing on behalf of Mr. Kane. This is the time set for sentencing. Mr. Moore is appearing via Zoom from the Michigan Department of Corrections. So you are Zachary Byron Kane?
Yes.
Okay, can you put it up to the microphone? You can move it and then speak up a little bit. So you are Zachary Byron Kane?
Yes, I am.
All right. So Mr. Kane, have you had an opportunity to read and review the pre-sentence report?
Yes.
Have you had an opportunity to discuss the pre-sentence report with your attorney?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with your attorney and the advice that he has given you?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy, do you wish to explain or challenge the accuracy or relevancy of any information in the pre-sentence report?
No, Your Honor.
Does the pre-sentence report disclose any prior convictions in which there exists any known constitutional defect?
No, Your Honor.
Probation department in this case has computed the minimum sentencing guidelines to be 0 to 9 months. Do you agree with that computation of guidelines?
I do, Your Honor.
At the time the plea was accepted, there was a killabrew for 5 years probation and no upfront jail. Is that correct, Mr. Murphy?
Yes, Your Honor.
Before the court passes sentence, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. We would ask the court to adopt the recommendation. Again, the Killebrew agreement is along the lines that with the guidelines, the 0 to 9 months. So it's not beyond the guidelines to follow the Killebrew. We believe it's appropriate in this matter, Your Honor. Mr. Kane, he has avoided any contact with the complaining witness in this matter since the beginning of this case, from my understanding. I haven't been aware of any violations. He understands moving forward. He has to avoid it at all costs, and I believe that's going to be achieved on probation. I don't believe there'll be any issues. There was something we did want to ask the court once sentencing was passed in regards to clarification, though, because obviously with something like the Lenawee County Fair going on right now, he sees her, he leaves any facility he's at, but if he's at the fair and he sees her, should he leave the fair completely, or he wants to be there with his kids, should he just avoid her? He wants clarification from the court in regards to situations like that. But again, he wants to just abide by the orders of the court and make sure he avoids.
I would say if he sees her, he needs to leave.
Needs to leave the fair. Thank you, Your Honor. But again, I believe the recommendation is appropriate, so that's the court to adopt the recommendation.
All right, Mr. Kane, anything you'd like to say on your own behalf?
No, ma'am.
In determining the appropriate sentence in this case, the court has considered the seriousness of the offense, your history, the principle of proportionality, the statutory penalty, the cost of confinement, sentencing guidelines, the report and recommendation of the probation department, as well as what has been said upon the record at this hearing. The criteria and reasons for the sentence are the nature and gravity of the offense, the discipline appropriate to its commission, deterrence against repetition by you and by others, potential for reformation, vindication for law, and the protection of society. It's a sentence of the court that you'll be placed on probation for a period of 5 years. I will give you credit for 36 days you served in the Lenawee County Jail. You will pay $750 in court costs, $450 in attorney fees, $130 crime victim rights fee, $68 state costs, $60 DNA fee, and $30 per month supervision fee, or $60 per month if you're required to wear a tether. During the term of probation, okay. So you have attempted OWI from 2018, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Any issues since then? Any impaired?
Nope. I believe I caught my fleeing elude after that. But other than that, no. I believe that was in 2018 as well.
Was alcohol?
No.
No alcohol was involved in the playing with.
Nope.
All right. Mr. Moore, I'm going to strike the alcohol clause, but You are not allowed to use any illegal controlled substances. You must comply with all testing, not to possess any illegal controlled substance, drug, paraphernalia. You must complete any mental health, domestic violence, battery intervention, or any programs recommended by probation department. You are not to engage in any assaultive, abusive, threatening, or intimidating behavior. You have to submit to search and seizure of your person, your car, your phone, whatever the probation officer needs to see if they have reasonable cause to believe that you are violating the conditions of your probation. You must notify them of any personal protection order within 24 hours. You are not to have verbal, written, electronic, or physical contact with Kelsey Smith, either directly or through another person. And you must not be within 500 feet of the residence, school, or place of employment. Do you understand that?
I do.
That's for 5 years. And Mr. Moore, anything I'm missing?
No, Your Honor, just Mr. Kane, you need to report to me next Tuesday at 10 a.m. for orientation.
Okay.
Miss Adams, do you have, there we go. All right, so my bailiff is going to hand down to you your notice of right to appellate review. I'm going to need you to initial and date one copy, and that's for our records, just to acknowledge that you received the paperwork. The other copies are for you. If you wish to appeal your sentence, you would fill out the information on the form and mail it to the address listed on the form within 42 days. All right?
Okay.
Anything else, Mr. Moore?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, record should reflect I received back a signed copy of my notice of right to appellate review. Mr. Glazier, are you ready to proceed on Mr. Dietos? Okay. Mr. Frost. All right, Mr. Murphy, I believe I have Dennis Lau.
Yes, Your Honor, may I everything on Zoom and a breakout real quick?
Mr. Lau, Mr. Murphy is going to connect to Zoom and you want to break out room with you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Right, so I'm going to open a breakout room. With Mr. Murphy and Mr. Lau.
Thank you.
Ms. Underwood, sorry.
It's okay, Your Honor.
Who else did you have, you said? Hallowell?
Hallowell and Contreras.
I had some people come in person, so I think that shorthands them over at the jail.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Judge Anselone. I was wondering if I could get Katie Hallowell?
Kia Hallowell?
Yes, Kita Hallowell.
Yes, ma'am. Who do you need after her?
From the jail, let's see, I have Mr. Jacobs here, I saw Jeremy's name. So, I mean, after that, I can do, hold on. Contreras, and Harley Olmsted. That, hold on, so I'm trying to look who the attorney for Harley Olmsted is. Oh, she's a pickup. So I can take after that Harley Olmsted, and then I'll take, so Kita Hallowell, Harley Olmsted, and then Angelica Contreras would be great.
Okay, I'll get them around for you.
All right, thank you.
Yep, okay.
Bye-bye. All right, Mr. Murphy, you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Bring him in. Mr. Lau is already back. All right, this is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Dennis Lau. And this, we have multiple files. We have file number 22-20692FH, 22-20836FH, and 22-20837FH. I have Matthew Murphy appearing on behalf of Mr. Lau. I do have Darren Coast, Trial Services Coordinator, appearing via Zoom. Mr. Coast provided a letter to me, Mr. Murphy, dated July 21 of 2023. And it states, Mr. Lau continues to test clean for me at the courthouse. He attends McCullough and Vargas for counseling, but his attendance has been sporadic of late. He canceled sessions on July 3rd and July 17th. His attitude has been great since his violation back in March. I think that he will do well on probation. So I wanted to give you that information.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Lau, have you had an opportunity to read and review the pre-sentence report?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you had an opportunity to discuss that with Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with Mr. Murphy as your attorney and the advice that he has given you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Alright. Mr. Murphy, do you wish to explain or challenge the accuracy or relevancy of any information in the pre-sentence report?
No, Your Honor.
Right? Does the pre-sentence report disclose any prior convictions in which there exists any known constitutional defect?
No, Your Honor.
Probation Department in this matter has computed the minimum sentencing guidelines in multiple files, but they only computed guidelines for the controlled substance delivery of manufacture of methamphetamine file. And they found those to be 36 to 60 months. Do you agree with that computation of guidelines?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, there was a COBS agreement at the time of the plea that there would be no upfront jail, and the court does recognize that. Is there any thing you would like to say on behalf of your client before the court passes the sentence?
Your Honor, his performance has said pretty much mainly what I would like to say to the court. Obviously, I guess the sporadic attendance, if there comes an issue, he understands he has to correct himself. He understands the opportunity he's been given by the court in regards to the plea that he was offered. And he understands what he has to do. Quite frankly, again, his performance to me has shown that he understands that his recent performance on his bond conditions. So I'm court again to follow.
Sorry. No, the jail back in the waiting room. Okay, continue.
So I'd ask the court to follow the COBS agreement and to sentence him to probation moving forward.
All right. Mr. Lau, is there anything you'd like to say on your own behalf?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And determining the appropriate sentence in this case, the court has considered the seriousness of the offense, your history, the principle of proportionality, the statutory penalty, the cost of confinement, the sentencing guidelines, the report and recommendation of the probation department, as well as what has been set upon the record at this hearing, the criteria and reasons for the sentence, for the nature and gravity of the offense, the discipline appropriate to its commission, deterrence against repetition by you and by others, the potential for reformation, vindication for the law, and the protection of society. Mr. Lau, it is the sentence of the court that you will be placed on probation for a period of 2 years on each docket. On file number 22-20836FH, you will pay $750 in court costs, $450 court-appointed attorney fee, $130 crime victim right fee, and $136 in state costs. It doesn't sound right. Hold on.
There's 2 convictions.
On the one file, oh, yep, okay. So $136 in state costs. On file number 22-20837FH, you'll pay $130 crime victim rights fee and $136 in state costs. You'll pay on file number 22-20692FH, $100 crime victim rights fee and $50 in state costs. You must enter and complete all treatment programs as recommended by the probation department. Because this is an drug offense, you are not to use any illegal controlled substances or alcoholic beverages during the term of your probation. You must obey and comply with all the terms of your probation. Must pay the cost of your substance abuse testing as required. Must complete outpatient or residential substance abuse treatment if referred to it. Must not use any object as a weapon. And you must submit to search and seizure of your person and property, included but not limited to your vehicle, residence, computer. And you're not to have any contact at all with Madison Randall and Maria Lee directly through another person or directly through yourself. Do you understand that, Mr. Lau?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Lau, are you still, and I don't want you to give me the house number, but are you still in Morenci at Lime Creek?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to mail to you in an envelope 3 copies of your notice of right to appellate review for each file. And my staff's going to flag 1 copy for each file for you to initial and date, just to acknowledge you received the paperwork. Also in that envelope is a self-addressed stamped envelope to me. So when you sign and you date those, fold them up, put them in the self-addressed envelope and send it back to me. If you wish to appeal your sentence, you would fill out the information on all the forms and mail them back to me as well on the address listed on the form. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that would be within 42 days. Mr. Stevenson, any additions?
Yes, Mr. Lowe, report this Tuesday at 10 a.m.
Okay.
All right. So,
Thank you.
and I believe your drug testing with Mr. Coast is done now. So you'll just be reporting to Mr. Stevenson, all right, Mr. Lau?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
Hey, good luck to you, Dennis.
Thank you. Thank you, Darren.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Lau. Have a good day.
Thank you.
So I have a woman joining me from the jail. Thank you, Mr. Murphy. What is your name?
My name's Kia Hallowell.
This is in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Kia Hallowell, file number 23-21383FH. Ms. Hallowell, this is the date and time set for sentencing. Ms. Underwood, have you had an opportunity to speak with her?
Yes, we have, Your Honor. We
All
did
right.
that a couple days ago.
Excellent. So, Ms. Hallowell, have you had an opportunity to read and review the pre-sentence report?
Yes, I have.
Have you had an opportunity to discuss that report with your attorney?
Yes,
Are you satisfied with your attorney and the advice that she has given you?
yes.
Ms. Underwood, do you wish to explain or challenge the accuracy or relevancy of any information in the pre-sentence report?
I don't believe we did, Your Honor.
Okay. Does the pre-sentence report disclose any prior convictions in which there exists any known constitutional defect?
It does not.
All right. The probation department has computed the minimum sentence and guidelines to be 0 to 9 months. Do you agree with that computational guidelines?
I would agree with that.
Right, before the court passes sentence, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of Ms. Hallowell?
Absolutely, Your Honor. Ms. Hallowell understands that she only hurt herself by running from the police. She understands they have a job to do, and it doesn't do anyone any good to make it harder. She has taken responsibility for that, and she understands it. I think the recommendation in this matter, Your Honor, is appropriate. Oh, Your Honor, can we turn off the live stream?
Oh, yep. That's not a good idea.